Hey everyone, this is ZenRyder here. Let's go for a ride from Brays Bayou down to Herman Park. But first, let's check out Scott. Woo, taking off. He got his throttle stuck by someone else. We learned this is called a whiskey throttle when it takes off on you.
Always get us on the trail. And I'll let somebody else. Let's roll.
So after some general excitement there, we finally loosely got together and took off. You can see Gleb in the background there. He's raring to go. We're right here at Gragg Park, and although a weird sounding name, it's actually kind of a nice little park with some good parking, and it's one of the best spots because it lets you in right onto the Brays, and you can see this is from a drone shot. We're going to go across the bridge there and get right onto the bayou and downtown Houston there in the distance. But we'll go ahead and cross over, starting out the little traffic here at Gragg Park, but then we'll be heading out onto the bayou. Just a little map view to show you how we went across and doubled back to get onto the bayou and took off. And as we were starting out here, crossing the bridge, that's Jason in front of me with Isaac, our youngest group rider, and cruising over the bridge and then taking off. Now if you look on the other side of the bridge here, there's a steep drop off there, and of course Gleb wants to ride that, so we had to instruct Isaiah to keep going. We kept telling Isaiah, hey, don't do what Gleb does. That's the main lesson that he took from this. Now we had a great group out here, and if you notice behind me, you got a OneWheel there. And on that OneWheel is Miguel, and beautiful after all these rains, but you get a little bit of water sometimes on the trails, and usually not too big of a deal. Close up of the veteran Sherman and some my Alpine Stars riding shoes. I like those. So anyway, as I was saying, right behind me here is Miguel, and he's on a OneWheel. He's got some good skills, and notice he's handling the water there very well, no problem. But one of the things you have to be careful on is on transitions. Going straight is sometimes easier than if you're transitioning or if you're on a slope. So you do want to be careful about it. Like right here, see the little slope there into the side? I had to slow it down because I was moving my camera. But oh, Miguel had to do a little bit of a runoff there. Anyway, we kept on going and heading across. It was a nice day out, and we had to cross over a couple times back and forth, but very beautiful and just a nice ride in general. Notice I try to point down to bumps and things for people behind me. Sometimes that helps them, sometimes it doesn't, but generally try to keep people aware of what's coming up when I can. It gets so hot here in Texas, if I can wear shorts, I'll do that, or a short sleeve shirt, or definitely wearing a mountain bike kind of helmet where you get a lot of airflow is very helpful. People out exercising today, it was nice, and on the trails. This is kind of a loose dirt trail that goes around Herman Park up by the zoo, and it's nice and wide, plenty of room. But it is pretty loose, so you definitely can lose some traction if you're not careful. But we took it kind of easy, and it was a nice ride out here for everyone. This map view shows you how we left the bayou and went up and around the park area. Took some photos, although I had technical difficulties with my camera trying to get the right photos, but well. So we continued on a ride. Here's riding next to Scott and a few others. It was a beautiful day out though, that's for sure. We like having a variety of different electric vehicles on our group rides, and like to share the road with everybody, so glad to have some other people out there. You got a good view of the Shinko 244 right there on my veteran Sherman. And as you can see, that nice tread pattern handles beautifully in the dirt and the rocks or on the road, no problem. So it's one of the things about a dual sport tire that is very flexible. I'm cruising along behind my brother-in-law here, who's riding an e-bike at the moment, and nice little embankments, having some fun on the slopes. The big overpasses and wide expanses of concrete kind of make me think of LA, and they have a lot of that kind of drainage down there. But here we do get some of that, but we also get a lot of these paths kind of winding through, and kind of hanging with Jason there, and I think Gleb and Isaiah up front. Here we took those pictures there, and we came heading around on the map. See, as we came back, we also found this little spot that they showed us. It went through this little forest. It was kind of cool. And then we stopped for lunch. Still had like 80% battery, 87%. And that was my brother-in-law riding a OneWheel, which he then went and bought. And here I sneak up on these guys.
I know what you mean. Oh! It's the second time. He's done this on another group ride.
Yeah, they didn't appreciate that much, but you know, you gotta stay alert, otherwise you'll get some surprises on a ride. This is one of my favorite spots on this ride. There's a loop here which goes up and around, and it's nice and wide, and you can just really get going. I think I hit top speed on this, maybe 27 miles an hour, but I like how you can kind of lean into this turn and just really feel the G-forces, and I really enjoy this little turn right here. I also like this bridge here. It's nice and clean, got good views, really modern. And as I come around here, we meet up with an e-bike and head on the back of kind of the final stretch of the trail, I think. We gotta wait for these guys for a minute and head out. We started getting a little more sun near the end here. You can see the sun coming out, but it was great weather, and we're just being able to enjoy it. You know, seated riding is okay, and I recently did some video of that, but I think what it is that your center of gravity is down lower in the seated riding, and whereas you're working with your weight at your ankles instead of on the seat when you're standing, and so your center of gravity is up higher, and it's just a smoother feel to the ride when you get there. Here we are coming back into the entrance of Gragg Park. You can see that. And again, this really was a nice, I think this is a good place to park. I would recommend it. Much better than Miguel Park, which looks kind of sketchy. But here we come in, and as you can see, kind of some final drone footage there of the area, just so you get a little bit of a feel for it. And coming in for a final park and relax before we head back. So overall, it was a pretty nice ride today. Sure enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed coming along for the ride. Appreciate you being here, and just do a kind of a little review on the map of the last section. So coming in there, you'll be able to see that final loop that I was doing, that I was saying that I liked, right in here. Yep, and that hit the top speed there as we came around and then did the final stretch. So full distance, yeah, it was a short ride, only 16 miles, but you know, an hour and a half. It was nice. So be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time around. Take care.